And right, I actually never meant to stay here now that I think about it. The whole goal of coming down this direction was to just get the Demon Trident, which I got, by the way. So why am I still here? Why are we still hanging out? A Scroll of Fear, though, 90% chance on you, 90 on you, 90 on you. Imagine if all three got the 10%. Fortunately, does not seem to be the case. How much damage do you? 33 plus 18 is too much, my friend. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. 65% chance to paralyze you is not good enough to hinge my entire well-being on, I feel. Man. How quickly the turns table here. I mean, I can keep chugging health and just... You'll eventually miss me, right? 26% chance to hit. One more heal. For good measure. And then we put you to sleep. Holy moly. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. I think that much is fair to say. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Well, what do we wish to do? We could head back to vaults. We're feeling a little more comfortable there. Still could probably use better equipment. I mean, our rings aren't bad. This ring is actually kind of garbage tier now. In fact, I switched that for fire resistance, then I just have good resistances across the board, which is probably better. Either marginally or majorly better. Jeez Louise. So quickly goes horribly wrong. I mean, this was, I guess, the supposition that was made very early on in the run, is that we'd hit this exact stage of the game and suddenly things would feel a lot different. And lo and behold, just such an occasion has occurred for us here. So what is my best bet? Maybe I should... I mean, it's like way too far gone now, but maybe I should have and still could learn that statue form. Probably should have just taken the advice at the time. But hey, never too late, really. We can start learning some of that. Earth magic, oof, not quite as good at learning, but is what it is. Invoke can be turned off just for the moment here, as we try to let everything catch up. And then let's head to the Vaults 3. Just some nice experience without quite as much innate risk going on. At least in before, you know, all of the uniques one could possibly imagine all show up at the same time here. But I'm sure we'll be fine. Yeah, even a pack of slimes is almost too much for me to handle. Any other corrosion sources I could use, or so I could use the resistance scarf? True. Actually, for whatever reason, the scarf took the place of the amulet in my head, and I don't know why. Oh, because yeah, our armor gives us resist corrosion. We don't even need that thing right now. Find scarf, please. Rampage might get me killed, but wouldn't be much worse than we're already at right now. Man, why did my brain think amulet? Because I was like, oh, we just got 4 wins. Why would I possibly wear this? But that's just better. For sure. Perfect. Well, let's head back to vaults with that now in mind. Jeez Louise. And we can start exploring to our heart's content, and we'll see how it all goes down. I kind of need to kill you both. At least only one of you can come through here, and 47 is your max, which, wouldn't you know it, I have just barely more health than 47. Incredible stuff. Okay. Deep breaths. Chill out. And let's slow down just a smidge here, at least for the end of today. When we start back up on this run next session, that's when I can go balls to the wall again. But I was already super exhausted today, and then usually by this time of the stream is where I'm beginning to make questionable decisions, and that's relative, right? That's more questionable than our already questionable decision making is. A 64% chance to fear the fire giant. A mighted fire giant is definitely the problem here. Again, like, I should have been playing it slower, because as soon as this buddy got mighted, I should have chilled out, you know, just a bit, just to make sure that I'm not doing anything too silly. Unfortunately, did not take my own advice, as is so often the case. Question is, do I try to escape, or if I turn into a tree, I get 30 AC isn't going to cut it, actually, so never mind. Ignore that. Might, I would assume, only affects this, though. Oh, never mind, you don't actually have... I always think that because they're fire themed, you're going to have plus X amount of fire damage, but just flame on your weapon, of course, which is a percentage of base damage, so that shouldn't be affected by might. Which means I can probably survive one hit, if necessary here. I would like to hold on to this, this blinking scroll as long as I can if possible. Actually, probably what I should have done was train a little bit of translocations just to get blink. If I'd blink here, none of this would be a problem. Oof, oof, oof. Well, woulda, shoulda, coulda, and all that good stuff. So, alternatively, we're just gonna pull out all the stops. Yeah. Frozen ramparts can break. You do you. And then how can I take care of you kiddos from afar? I can't really. I guess I can phone a friend. Go, gadget elementals, please do something? No? That's cool, I guess. That's fine. It happens to the best of us. Jeez Louise, I don't even have like a great way of taking care of this crowd here. I can reach out and grab all of y'all. So that's okay. That's something. And I'll blast you. Welp, not ideal by any stretch. Way more expensive of an encounter than it had any right to be, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world, I guess. I don't know where I'm sitting right now on this heavy branded trident. Is that something I should potentially still rectify? Hard to tell. I mean, like, I feel like my offensive capabilities aren't doing too poorly now, but attack speed can always be really subtle for that. Because I feel like human brain, it's just like every time I take an action, I'm like, ooh, that's my turn. That's one turn. But that's not really how arbitrary units of time work in this game. But anywho. I'll bring up this as if it's something that I should consider and think about, but chances are I'm not changing anything about what I'm doing, and I'm just don't do it again. Don't get into the same situation by rolling better, mostly. Again, since we're not taking any other actionable changes to try and improve ourselves as a player or an individual, and instead, just keep going. Just do better. Oh, geez Louise. And what a time to make such bold claims. How long before my teleport takes place, do you think? 38 damage on you, some on you, we have a smite on you. No one else should be hitting us at the moment. I'll drink a heal wounds. That was probably a waste, but a waste that keeps us alive and in one piece, so it can't be all that bad, really. Holy moly. Well, definitely been an interesting ride lately. There we go. If we can take care of these kiddos a few at a time, it's at least a little bit better off. You're highly resistant, unusually resistant. You are indeed. Of course you are. Wouldn't have it any other way. We'll just blast you Kidlywinks with some lightning. And do you know what? You can just come right this way. Ooh, let's take Scrolls of Fear off my Quick Quiver. Almost accidentally used it there instantaneously. Transmutation is hit level 9. So it's getting there for sure, slowly but surely. And we could actually do a bit of a check-in to see where we're sitting. Statue form. Statue form. Yikes, still 94. I mean, I should have expected that. We're not exactly getting anywhere quite yet. Still in the early days of our gear change here. So we'll see how she goes over the next wee little bit here. And hopefully that is the rest of this floor at least taken care of. Excuse me. Not too shabby. Hey, Casual, how's it going? A ghoul, I think? I want to say. With claws. Oh no, maybe a troll actually, surprisingly enough. Or a minotaur. Why do you have... What long claws you have, Casual? Interesting. Some kind of mutation shenanigans going on there, I'm guessing. Hey Ripo, how's it going? Thanks for the luck. Oh, me oh my, we're definitely just at the tail end of things here. Do you want to push it? One more floor? Depths has not been kind to us, so I'm slightly concerned. I guess Elf might be alright, especially since we're just desperate for experience here. A little bit of treasure on the side wouldn't hurt neither. So let's maybe dip in here. I have my electricity resistance equipped, right? Yes, sir. Very, very cool. And... ooh, jeez Louise. Elf, not too bad on its own, but definitely when you start to engage in high numbers like this, it adds up pretty quickly. Mosquito bites begin to overlap. Oh, I'm tired. Do you hope I'm not extending on my account? No, I'm already way past when I was originally going to end. Though it is always nice to see you for a little bit. But yeah, I will probably be ending relatively soon, but I'm just tempted to stick it out a little bit further. Try to leave myself in a slightly more advantageous position for when I continue next week. Because I think if I continued from right at this moment, good chance that I immediately pilot myself into an early grave. So we're going to try and settle it down here, do a little bit of Elf, and see if we can't at least get statue form closer. Once statue form is online, I think we gain a lot of defensive utility, and so it should increase our overall chances of survival. At least that's the plan. Yes, even being able to switch off of the our electric ring into something a little more well suited and well rounded for our situations could be nice even. I will in fact move that. Those are a lot of freaking archers, man. Holy moly. I should probably not be spamming tab in this encounter. Should probably chill just a smidge, but I'm sure he'll be fine. What's the worst that could possibly happen, you know? And it does work out for us, fortunately, so not the end of the world quite yet. Save that for the next floor. Could use some more silence in the future, but at the moment looking pretty solid there. We also have 7 enchant armor. Interesting. So if your calcs are correct, the heavy brand is 66% increased damage for a 58% increased aught delay, which doesn't seem very good compared to other brands. Interesting. So what stat line was that assuming? Because I think The thing that surprised me with heavy is I did not realize that it increases the base damage. At least for my current weapon, that is. Interesting. Current damage and current stats, all that good stuff. I mean, there's something to be said for hitting harder for getting through AC. I think that's the one benefit to a heavy weapon, but probably not all that necessary for us at the moment. So maybe we do rebrand. Holy crap, I took a lot of damage real fast. What was happening? Was it mostly just the halberd ruining my life, or some amalgamation of it all? Thought delay for heavy is actually fractional and it rounds randomly. Oh, interesting. It's much better with a lot of strength and big damage weapons. Makes sense. Definitely fits into the general thematic nature of the brand, to say the least. There we go. Take a few of you kiddos upstairs. Hello, hello. I really want this merchant caravan. So, in order to make that happen, I think we'll call in phones of friends, get back to just slapping our way through. As soon as it starts to look even remotely dangerous, we'll pop upstairs, because at least the timer goes down a little bit slower when you're on a different floor. Jeez Louise. There's still that, like, dancing halberd or something? There is. It's definitely a factor in my life being torn apart here. Oh, I probably shouldn't have left the stairs. That was most likely a mistake I will come to regret, but that's fine. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. For the time being, let's just focus on trying to murder everyone that's around us here. And that is beautiful. Oh, Rampage, you suck. Take me away. Oh, I did not free up spots in my inventory, though, so that's not great. Chances of us being able to actually buy anything here looking pretty slim. Oh, geez Louise. Yeah, you calculated that at 0.95. Nice. Well, thank you for that, Kyo, to give me some context. I'm definitely flying blind most of the time, but especially with a lot of the later features of the game here. Oh, that's it. Okay, maybe we're not so poorly off for our full inventory here. Is there any magic I would want? Ever burning encyclopedia. Well, I'm already like drastically changing our strategy by trying to bring transmutation into the mix. Probably don't want to bother with fire magic as well. On the other hand, I think I will buy the Book of Alchemy, because that does give us access to irradiate, which if we're training transmutations already, definitely want to radiate as well. Always a fantastic addition to any spellcaster's oeuvre here. And otherwise probably just fine as is. Don't need you, don't need any of you. And holy moly. Oh, I didn't see there, friend. Or see you there, friend, rather. Just to speak as I'm intending. Interesting. Well, right, I wanted to check how our skill levels were going. Earth, it's at 6, trends at 13 point some change. Come on, statue form. What have you got for me? 56%. It's looking like probably end of elf is when I'll get that up and running, if I manage to survive up until that point. So we'll go with it for now and see just how far along we can get here. I guess we're almost, not necessarily almost done elf 2 here. Could hopefully have a little ways to go, another level up maybe if we're lucky, though I doubt it, just because generally we call most of the attention to ourselves early on, and then it's just a little bit of a cleanup crew kind of endeavor after the fact. But that is a-okay. Yeah. I know, I'm definitely still not convinced on this heavy brand. Probably don't need it. If I had more than one brand weapon scroll, I'd be much more tempted to do something about it. Well, that's fun. Get teleported in, and probably each of these teleports... Oh, actually better than I thought. I was about to say each of these teleports is just going to bring me deeper into the Hall of Blades, but fortunately does not end up being the case. Jeez Louise. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. Heavy Demon Tread sounds good to you, to be honest. It hasn't seemed too bad. I think our bigger issue at hand at the moment here is our lack of defensive capabilities, which is, you know, what we're currently actively trying to address with the onboarding of statue forms. So hopefully, once we get that fully online, we can get a bit of a better idea as to whether what we want moving forward, I guess, and what we can afford to do even more so. Okie dokie. We're back up to almost max piety here, at least max pips, so that's nice. There's Vi's electric charge. We did briefly mention that earlier. I don't think we'll actually end up using it, but it was at least a thought. You mean you still want strength for it and I don't have any strength? That's the real damage issue? You're not wrong. And in fact, whoa. I have Freezing Cloud. I have Freezing Cloud. I've not used the spell a single time the entire run. And I was very excited when we initially got that added to our book here. Whoops. It's funny how quickly my brain will completely and totally throw out something it views as useless information. Whether or not that's an accurate assessment of the content does not matter in the slightest. And better is always relative too. I guess it's very convenient not to cast it and to instead just spam my usual spells for all eternity, so in that regard, makes a certain amount of sense. But okay, let's see. Against these kiddos, when we have freezing clouds every which way, send a blinding ray down here. I was hoping it would just kill this freaking halberd, but I guess I also kind of forgot that I too have reach, so never mind, we're probably actually just fine there. And those are a lot of archers. Hello, friends. And Pause gives Cloud Immunity, love it, right? It's fantastic, and I'm pretty sure I can bring them to life too with Elemental Force. So that's all stuff that went into the consideration of bringing it on board, but again, I guess maybe the more... Please keep missing me with your crystal spears. The more optimistic, less humbling way to phrase it is that I just haven't needed it up till this point. You know, we've been breezing by without a care in the world, so why bother, really, at the end of the day? And it's not completely inaccurate, even though maybe a little more optimistic towards my own mental faculties, of course. This too shall reach, indeed. But holy moly. Okay, so we hit the 16 transmutations and 8 earth. Let's see where that leaves me to see if we'll need to train it a bit more. I mean, Irradiate is definitely being added as soon as we're in a safe spot. Statue form is at 26. Oof. It's so close. Transmutations, cheaper at level 16 than Earth Magic at 8 with the aptitude difference. So we will definitely throw this bad boy back on, don't mind me. And beautiful. By breezing by, you mean constantly being in kill range of a light breeze? Then sure. Well, of course, that's just, you know, that's the standard. If anything, if you don't find me piloting my run that way, that's when you should be worried that something horribly wrong is going on, because that ain't me. But okay, let's pop in here, get our clouds a rolling. Oh my gosh, look how many elementals we could have. With Cloud Immunity allowing us to cast this directly onto my head, I mean, something to be said for that for sure. But okie dokie, let's put up all of our walls. I almost don't want to kill the Blade Master because I actually want these freaking archers to chill, which they just will not do. But I guess we can step up to them. Unfortunately, they're a little smarter than archer enemies you find earlier in the game, and they will not forsake their bows as soon as I'm in striking distance, so that's fine, I guess. Gloves of the Moon Troll. 3 pips of willpower. Oh my gosh. So I'd be losing, what, like 8 dexterity, the -5, and the +3 I get from these. MP +9 is fine, I guess. It's a lot of, like, Qazlal magic, I guess. So if we reframe it that way, it doesn't seem so bad. Because then I would lose Amulet of the Four Winds, losing Clarity, which is more convenience than any deep-rooted necessity at the moment. Do lose a lot of evasion, but that's probably fine, I think. Let's see. Amulet of Faith, not even a little bit. Staff of Conjuration with some fun other effects, no thank you. As we get Dragon Form, which we'll probably never use, but I do love that spell anytime I see it, regardless of use case. And beautiful. Let's finish exploring here, shall we? Resist Corrosion Ring. Maybe we'll need in the future, but not for the moment. Oh my gosh, that's a nice little quarterstaff too, if I was more inclined to use it, which unfortunately, not so much. There we go. Pick up everything from Elfir, or I guess almost everything. Still a little bit of space left to go. Just need to ignore all these, please and thank you. And nothing too interesting going on there. It does look, if I had to guess, like we've made things available. So let's learn to radiate, and statue form now sitting at 22. Oh my gosh, dragon form is at 21%, so we could actually end up casting that if we so desired. Just hard transition into the classic dragon form. We do have Manifold Assault available to us as well, so we could almost do it. We'd also need a lot of experience to unarmed though, I guess, which is not ideal. So we'll probably, for the moment here, for the time being, and likely the entirety of the run, we'll keep to the classic theme of things here. And let's see, we don't have corrosion resistance. Otherwise, looking fairly good resistance-wise. Can swap off this ring for... Oh, I don't even have a better ring than the Arlec one. I guess the resist corrosion one that we just said no to I could pick up, but... What other rings could I put on? This could definitely change things when we return in the future here. Man, I still love that plate armor. Never gonna touch it, but it is cool. You know, there's not a lot going for me here. No better artifact rings, hey? Well, some very unneeded extra willpower. Oh, I guess I lose my willpower from the gloves when I melt. Ooh, so that's not something I can rely on. So maybe Four Winds isn't going anywhere at the moment. I know it's tempting though, because then I could go back to this. Get the cold resistance back, a bit of that extra slain. So make sure our heavy attacks at least hit, or at least are more likely to hit every time. And then maybe the MP is actually better again because it's health. I don't know, I feel like I could reconfigure this character all over the place over and over. And almost all of them are pretty solid at the end of the day. Let us head to Depths. And maybe finish off Depths. It's going to be a bit of a weird place to leave it though. Oh, do I want to just end here? Leave you all on a bit of a cliffhanger for what the future has in store? Maybe. Mostly just give myself a nice little warm-up, because if I clear Depths now, it means I'm diving right into Zot first thing next session. Which doesn't seem ideal. Not that Depths was that much better for us, it was a bit of a nightmare zone, really. So, you know, it is what it is. Well, in that case, I think, you know, we did already go quite a bit overtime compared to my original plan here, though it does mean that it gives me a bit more of a cushion to work with in terms of releasing videos over the week, so that's always nice to have. Oh, right, third rune as well. Thanks, Hippo. Totally forgot about that. Oh, it's my first time playing the game, of course. Definitely the only reason. Just go straight to V5. Oh, jeez Louise, on a character like this. I mean, I say that a bit tongue-in-cheek, but we do have Qazlal's abilities, and with Freezing Cloud and my immunity to it, I'm curious if I could just drop Freezing Clouds over the entire area of the entrance to Vaults 5, bring them all to life, and just see what happens. Just watch the ensuing chaos, the mayhem that comes out of that. Oh, it's bad how tempting I am, or how tempted I am. I guess I could still do the same thing in Slime, which is a bit more likely where I'm gonna end up heading, but I think we'll still call it here. Third rune, it's nice to have a bit more content, because I was worried, even with me leaving some like insubstantial amount of depths left, I was pretty sure we'd go through things pretty quickly. So third rune adds a nice little bit of time to it. Should be able to make a day of it here. You think there's a limit to it? Oh, son of a gun. I was so hoping we could test the very limitations of the game. Almost need to boot up in Wiz mode and just see exactly what that limit is, because it's a shame. It's a damn shame. I would hope that the limit was at least like all the squares one can reasonably see and have filled with clouds at once, but understandable if that's not the case. I think it would be pretty absurd. But yeah, Disaster Area is amazing. I mean, what I always compare it to is there's, in the sprint modes for the game, there's the one ziggurat sprint where you just have to make it through a ziggurat from starting scratch with really good treasure, of course, and you make it through. Easy win condition for that is you worship Qazlal. You just have to survive the first 2 rooms, and then every other room for the rest of the run, you're just Disaster Area everything. And everything dies, and it gives you enough piety with the monster density to then rinse and repeat. So it's probably similar. I'm curious how well that works in normal ziggurats for the game. I think the main issue is that you need like a mid-level ziggurat that has the enemy density to completely replenish your piety while also not murdering you outright. Tricky balance to weave there, a knife's edge to find. You think it basically rolls my invocations for how many I spawn at a time? You're not sure if there's a max or not? Interesting. Well, we might find it out next time. We'll see how it all goes. You gonna nuke the heck out of the raw jelly with DA? I think so. Yeah, should be able to for sure. But hey, who knows? Definitely liable to do something especially and exceptionally stupid next time we're back. So don't discount anything. Hopefully we can get a win. Be nice to get a bit of a streak going here, but who's to say what the dungeon has in store for us in the future here. So I think this is where we'll get ready to sign off and just be at a point of being excited for next week. I'm looking forward to continuing this run regardless of how it goes, and hopefully can keep the ball rolling. But of course, thank you to each and every one of you folks. Always appreciate you joining us for these rides and dealing with my incessant rambling and more often than not silly, that's ambitious and kind, stupid playstyle. There we go, that's a bit more on the nose. Whether that be joining us alongside in chat, lurking in the background, or hey, if you're watching this down the road through the VODs or on YouTube, then thank you to all of you lovely folks for joining us on this lovely adventure. Hopefully, if we can get a bit of a snowball effect going on here, we can start checking off these deities. This, the start to this series went about as expected, and then immediately took a downturn as I just lost run after run. But hopefully, one day, someday in the future, we'll make it through all of the options here and maybe learn a little something, maybe figure out a new favorite. I mean, I'm even just rekindling my love for Qazlal over the course of this run, so can't complain about that. But of course, that will have to wait for next week. And to round off things here today, let's do a quick check to see who is live at the moment. I think I saw there's some viewers in the DCSS community, so I'm guessing Wizard is on. Oh, jeez. Laptop, chill. Let's not accidentally stream someone else's audio here. And yeah, does look like Wizard is on, so let's send a raid that way. We'll keep it in DCSS here today. So every time, I kind of miss the days when I only had one person I would ever be able to raid. Like in my following, there was only ever one person. It saved me hard decisions. Now my secret sauce to that is I just always pick DCSS, and generally that's just one person, so it makes my life, and more importantly my decision making, a heck of a lot easier. But always so many good people out there. Too many good streamers, you know? It's tough to make decisions, even just for what to watch. But okie dokie, I think that is just about the short and skinny of it. Of course, hope you're all having a fantastic weekend here. Not sure, again, if anyone outside of Canada or even anyone outside of Alberta gets the long weekend. If you are mid-long weekend, then hope you enjoy the rest of it. If not, then have a great start to your week. And yeah, I guess we'll be back probably next Sunday. We'll see. If I really can't inhibit myself, might have to jump in for a sneaky stream sometime to finish off Sheldon here, but probably gonna wait for next Sunday. So thanks again for joining us. Always appreciate it. And of course, regardless of all of that, I do hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you out there. And I definitely hope to see you again soon. Just remember, folks, that we never, even for the barest of moments, didn't have it. I'll see you soon.